Hey, everybody. You into World War Fun? Are you into two bros just being bros on a goddamn stage? Come to Soul Joel's in Pottstown at beautiful Sunnybrook on June 21st. What was it, 8 o'clock?
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock. 7 o'clock. Myself, Ryan Shannon, and with the one and only Sidney Gantt will be there, co-headlining on that show. It's going to be a banger. Make sure you get tickets. They are available at Soul Joel's website, or follow the link on Soul Joel's on Instagram. It'll give you all the information about what we're going to be doing there. We hope to see you there at 7 o'clock, not 8, on June 21st at Soul Joel's at Sunnybrook. Thank you.
Okay, now do another one and be racist. No, we're good.
So you tapped.
I did tap.
You tapped out.
Yeah, and I started saying "ow" out loud.
Ow! Whoa! Whoa!
Yeah.
You know what no one ever wants to hear, even if you're trying to hurt somebody, is ow, ow,
Yeah.
ow, ow, no.
So sometimes, like now, when I bumped my elbow just a second ago, I was like, "Owie." It's fun. It's fun.
I'm trying to think the last time I said ow in like a legitimate way without like just saying fuck first. I can't even think of it.
I feel like that's an attempt at trying to be too stoic. You
Oh
know?
yeah, like
even fuck is like a very stoic thing to say.
Well, I think fuck is stoic if you say fuck with the right tone. Fuck can be very unstoic.
Fuck!
You've never been on the fucking Market Frankfurt line. Clearly, you've never been on the subway. I've heard some very unstoic fucks on the subway.
Yeah, what do they sound like?
It's like fuck.
Oh, that's not.
It
stoic.
sounds like, like you ever seen a cartoon where it's like people are in the woods and it's dark and then you just see eyes blinking in the background?
Yeah.
That's what it's like. It just feels like you're surrounded by primal nature.
By fucks?
Yeah,
By primal fucks? A bunch of fucks holding spears?
Dude, there was one time I saw a guy say fuck so loud that it looked like he like pulled his leg. Like he said it and then walked away limping. That's how hard he said fuck.
Yeah.
And that was on like fucking Broad Street. And it was just like he was walking around. I don't know what happened, but he screamed fuck like he had just gotten off the phone or something. And he was like, fuck! And then he was like, ah! But then he was like, ow! Owie! Ow!
Yeah,
Ow!
put a little too much mustard in that fuck.
Yeah, dude. That's not saying ow. Did you said it during the
I go
during the
owie.
match?
I say owie. I say owie now.
And you said it during the match?
Well, not loud enough for it because like
That's even worse.
Well, because
whispering ow?
you don't want to do that to your training partners because that makes them think they hurt you.
Sure. Sure.
So I was but I've started recently if I bump things or if I get hurt, just to let out an ow. I've been making it a habit of not stifle my owls, and it started to come out and I had to like muffle it. So it was like, ow.
That sounds like you're having a painful cum.
It was a painful cum.
Oh, ow.
Don't stop.
No, not enough teeth. Ow.
Keep going.
Ow. I think saying, you said that it makes your sparring partner or training partner think that they hurt you. If I heard someone say ow in a fight, I wouldn't think they were hurt at all. I would think they were egging me on, especially if it's an adult.
You're mocking me?
Yeah. If someone's like, ow, 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 I'd be like, oh, I'm going to break your fucking arm now.
Yeah.
That's what I would think.
He was breaking my arm. I had to. I don't think he wouldn't have been tricked.
I think I just would have been like, stop, damn it, stop, you're breaking. I think I just would have said, you're breaking my arm.
But you can't. I can't say stop.
You can't say stop.
No, I can't say stop.
So your safe word is just ow.
I have to say tap or they have to fill the tap because like sometimes I'll go like if somebody's doing something that is stopping me from doing what I want to do, I'll say, hey, could you just stop that?
Oh, okay.
And like they didn't know before people didn't know why I was saying that. So they'd be, oh yeah. And then I just choke them.
I guess because a lot of times in jiu-jitsu, no means yes. So, no, you mean you like that? You like that? No. Oh yeah, this is exactly what you want.
Yeah.
You want to be rolled around and your arm broken.
It's very seductive.
It sounds wildly
it's passionate.
It does. Now, has there anybody ever been kicked out? Maybe not in your facility, not your dojo. Do you know of anybody being kicked out for taking jiu-jitsu for the wrong reasons?
Like just kicked out of jiu-jitsu altogether?
Just been like, you're showing up here, you're getting way too, not aggressive, but like you're enjoying the rolling around too much.
I think those people take themselves out of jiu-jitsu.
Oh, so they like, I can't be here
it's very self-policing.
Yeah.
It's really uncomfortable if you're the only person in the room with a boner.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
Yeah.
And you're there. Like, I thought we were all on the same page. Like, nobody else is jumped up right now. No one else is bricked.
This
tough.
Sucks. It's tough because you have to. And now you're dealing with this question of homosexuality for yourself because you're rolling with a guy and you have a boner. And it's probably not even a sexual boner. It's probably just like
adrenaline boner.
Right? Yeah.
Sorry, adrenaline boner. Sorry, dude. Sorry, you know what it's like.
Yeah, this is more of a fight or flight boner.
Sorry, I'm scared. And when I'm freaked out,
Yeah.
Do not engage me.
I'm petrified.
Yeah, seriously.
I'm literally petrified.
I'm literally fossilized from the waist down right now. I am terrified. I can't. And then I guess what I'm getting at is like, because you roll with ladies sometimes.
Yeah.
You tumble with the gals.
I tumble with the gals.
I'm assuming there's got to be at least one or two guys who was like been in a position where he's like, oh no, this is not what I wanted to be in.
Yeah.
And like your adrenaline's already pumping because you're like, I want to win.
Uh-huh.
I don't think anybody goes into jiu-jitsu thinking like, what would be great to do? Just have my arm dislocated.
Yeah.
I think they're like, I got to win. So that adrenaline's pumping. And then you're like, oh, our boobs are in my face. Mm-hmm. And then there's like a half of a butt near my leg. And then it's up near my face. Like I've seen jiu-jitsu where they're in the, what do they call it? They don't call it 6'9". Was it north-south? Is what
we sometimes call it the 69 position.
These are mixed signals.
It's the 69. Like when I'm with my boys.
Sure.
When I'm with when it's me and my boys.
Yeah.
We gotta let each other know that they're being 69.
Yeah, you're being 69 right now.
And I'm in the dominant 69 position.
Oh, you're on top?
Yeah. You're receiving a 69. I'm giving a 69.
That's immediately where I'd be like, ow, owie, oh no, ow, guys. I think I would tap right then.
You're like, he's 69'd me.
Just kidding. I'm like, I don't want to do I had to kick myself out of jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I hate 69.
Why'd you leave jiu-jitsu? I was getting 69 too many times.
They were 69 to me pretty hard.
That's a one surefire way to get me to quit, being in the submissive 69 position in someone with a gi on. I don't need that. Yeah, that sounds like the worst day ever.
We had one guy, a new guy, obviously. And like he's doing his 2-week trial and stuff, and he's, rolling around, and he keeps getting boners, And I felt bad for him.
Did he say anything like when he got him? Or was it just like, don't look at it, don't engage.
Eyes up here, Sidney.
Yeah. Don't you look at
no, and you're gonna hate this. You're gonna hate what I'm about to say.
Oh boy.
Right, but this is just a thing in jiu-jitsu because we're wrestling against each other. I can feel his boner, and when I say I'm not grabbing his boner, I'm not feeling it with my hands. Like I can feel his boner rubbing against. Yeah.
I can sense.
It's a spiritual thing. I can spiritually sense his boner. Your chi is chubbed. Why is your chi throbbing right now?
Your chi has a very big vein in it right now. Your chi is fucking rock hard
very
right now, dude.
Throbby, veiny chi.
So you feel this guy's, man, that would, I don't know what I do. I mean, that's good on you for being, I guess, mature enough about it.
Yeah.
Considering you're like, yeah, we called the 6'9" position. But I felt this guy's hard wiener, and I was like, you know what, man?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be an adult.
But you see, but now, okay, so he's obviously embarrassed, right?
Yeah.
It's an embarrassing thing to have a boner rubbing against a man. And now that puts me in a situation where there's a lot of pressure on me because I have to now I have to turn this into a masculine situation for him because it's now he's he's got a boner. I can feel it. It's like touching me, and he knows it's touching me. He knows I can feel it touching me, but now I have to submit him. I have to either choke him or break his arm.
Dude, do you put his wiener in like
a cock Morlock?
an Americoma? Dude, that's like So okay, you feel the wiener.
Yeah, a boner bar him.
Oh, he's got him in a tight boner bar. We've never seen it. Whoa,
dude, my computer assists me in boner bars. No,
shut up, you bitch.
We don't need your help.
Shut that bitch up.
Stop it.
That was wild.
Shush. Yeah.
She heard that.
Yeah.
She's like, anything I can help with? I'm actually very horny.
She's like, you don't do dick stuff without me.
Sidney, we know you've been searching for this. Dude, your computer sold you out. It's
it
like,
did.
Are you talking about boners again, Sidney? Jesus Christ.
Are we back? We're back?
So you had to make it more... Yeah, he got boned up.
Yeah, because if I don't submit him and he had that boner the whole time we were grappling, then he was just grinding me.
Yeah.
You know, it was just...
But what if he would... Do you think he would try... So you have to submit him.
I have to submit him.
But what if he submits you with a boner? Is that harder to walk away from?
Well, yeah, especially if it's a rear naked choke. Because then you know that a man could have had his way with you. Yeah. If you didn't tap.
Oh no.
He was already ready. He was already mostly there.
You know what? That is actually that's a great way to humble jiu-jitsu dudes. You roll with the dude who has a boner and you're like, it's the fight of your life right now. You have to win.
You gotta win.
Or you are submitted by a dude with an erect penis. Yeah. And knowing that if you were in the situation, there would only be one way out.
But also, dude, a guy rolling with a boner is almost cheating. That's like blood doping. He's on steroids. That's gear, basically. You're geared
It's
up.
a mind game. I would say if you went to the mat and you were like, you guys shake hands, right? I'm assuming, or do you do the...
the slap hands, fist bump.
Oh, slap hands, fist bump.
Yeah.
Okay. You do that and you just see this boner in a gi and you're like, come on.
Well, he's trying to do a lower fist bump.
He's trying?
Yeah.
I would figure that would be more like a huge psychological warfare.
Definitely for him. He's having a war in his mind.
But I guess what I'm saying is I'm removing the anxiety of getting aroused and replacing it with the arousal of getting aroused. Like again, like a dude who's like, I'm in jiu-jitsu, I'm gonna win. How I'm gonna win is I'm gonna mess with these. I'm gonna psych them out by getting hard before we do anything. And I would think most people shit. I have to fucking tumble around with this dude with a boner who will just claim that he's like, sorry, it's nerves. It's nerves. And I guess the ref will be like, I guess there's nothing we can really. There's no regulation.
Yeah, there's no rules against the boner.
Wow.
You can absolutely have a boner while grappling.
Balls count anywhere.
Yeah. I didn't see anything in the rule books against this.
They're going through it
I read the whole thing.
Yeah, we changed it. It's called Sidney's Law. We can't have any boners on the mat. Too many men are getting emasculated by other men with erect penises.
Yeah, but there's a lot of pressure on you because now your submissions are limited. Because you have to put him in a breaking submission.
Yeah.
Because you can't choke a dude with a boner because that might make him pop.
On the wall.
That might make him pop,
Dude.
You might bust.
Oh, dude, and then you have to deal with the man I choked a man so hard he came. Dude, that really is a lose-lose situation.
It is a lose-lose situation, but thankfully, if it's in the gi, we're wearing multiple layers of clothing. So he's wearing his shorts and his gi pants. So that's he has to deal with that.
Yeah.
It's like coming in a scuba suit.
Yeah, nobody wants that.
Yeah, yeah.
It just bubbles up. Oh!
You started seeing it coming out the collar of his.
What is that? Oh, I came in here.
Yeah.
I got too excited.
Yeah, that's why you shouldn't choke me.
I guess my other thing is like, when I was asking about a guy having to be removed, has there ever been an instance where a dude is getting too rough with the ladies? Has that ever happened where you're like, whoa, you're not even doing jujitsu. You're just like having a safe place to do domestic abuse. And I don't know if that's ever.
There is that.
There's got
that because you don't want to lose especially when you're new and you don't know what any of this means. You don't know what other people are thinking while they're watching you get beat up.
Sure.
Right. And we've all been there.
Yeah.
So nobody is thinking, like, if you came to our gym and you got submitted by the smallest girl on the mat,
sure,
nobody's going to be like, what a bitch.
Yeah. No, you say that, but my brain is already like, I have to never return.
You have to never return, right?
I can never come back. Or I come back with the biggest boner ever. Or I return so hard and be like, now who's ready?
Dude, you should come back and put your boner in a gi.
Dude, my boner has a red headband that's fluttering in the wind. Oh, man. It looks like Jin from Tekken. It's got flaming pants. Like, my penis is so ready. Yeah, I think if I and again, I guess I wouldn't be, I don't know. I as much as I said, like, yeah, I'd leave and never come back. If I was submitted by a person that clearly had more training than I did, I'd just be like, okay, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. That's like getting beat in a video game and you're just like, I didn't know what the rules were.
Yeah, I didn't know what the buttons were.
I didn't know what they were. I'm just mashing shit, hoping I get lucky.
And that's what people do. They come when they get here for the first
they
time.
Come, not achieve climax. It's different here.
Yeah, they're just basically button mashing.
Yeah.
Trying to figure it out. But we've all been there. We've all been beat up by a girl that had more experience.
Sure.
And then you have some phenom ladies like Ansley, my wife.
Yeah,
she is unreasonably strong.
Yeah,
and I could tell you that right now. And if you would roll with her, you'd be like, Sidney, you didn't tell me she was this strong.
It's funny. He's saying that because he knows about being in the submissive 69 position at home. He's like, I know what that's like.
Oh, yeah.
I cannot get
She
out
gets
of it.
me in a very submissive 69 position.
Ow!
She wins all the 69s in the house.
That's a good way to be. Unreasonably strong is a funny term too.
Yeah, because like
you are unreasonably strong.
It doesn't make any sense. And then, so you're supposed to calibrate your strength when you're rolling with a lady. You're not supposed to you gotta treat yourself like a cat, like just enough strength to accomplish. So what I typically try to do is be just as strong as them, or like just a little bit stronger than them.
Got you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But with Ansley, like she is very so. I watch guys like roll with Ansley and they're like they start off and then you can see their eyes like, holy fuck, this is my nightmare.
Yeah. That but I guess in the other end of that, I'm going back to the beginning of this. A guy who's like, I'm gonna fucking womp on this lady. I'm gonna fucking do it.
Yeah.
And then they start rolling with an unreasonably strong woman. And then their eyes get wide and they're like, oh, I have a boner. No, that's, I guess, my biggest concern is like, I remember when I was in high school, actually in middle school, right before I quit wrestling, there was a rival high school or rival middle school. They had a female wrestler that I never saw before. I didn't think it was allowed. This is like in the late 90s, early 2000s. I didn't think women could, in a high school, join just wrestling.
Yeah.
And we had a match. It was like a semi-tournament. So like there were different schools there. And I watched this lady, like dudes were going on the mat just like, not like, yo, I'm going to fucking destroy this chick.
Yeah.
You could see in their eyes like, God damn it, she's stacked.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like oh no, I may lose to a girl. It was oh no, I'm going to have to wrestle a girl.
Yeah.
and really also battle intrusive thoughts of being like, this is awesome.
Dude, that's tough as a parent when you're at. So Finn also wrestles. My son.
Sure,
also
yeah,
wrestles.
yeah.
He's 7th grade. He's going to 8th grade next year. So middle school wrestling, and you go to these matches, and the one time a guy on his team had to wrestle against a girl who was obviously developing at an early age.
Unreasonably developed. Unreasonably
like,
developed.
She was probably, like, even with all the moms there, she was the most developed.
Oh man.
Yeah.
All right.
Those moms were underdeveloped next to her. And I feel bad for this kid that has to now wrestle against her. He's walking up to the mat like covering.
Yeah, he's a mess of hormones.
He's got a bone. He's boning.
Seriously.
And you want to be like, well, she can't. Like, I get it. It's like technically co-ed in middle school, but she's got tits.
She not only has tits, dude. So the female wrestler, not only was she was pretty big up top, not like gigantic.
Oh yeah, no, she had tits, not boobs. She had tits.
So this one had tits.
Yeah,
but they weren't like crazy big. But she was wearing like I guess before there was Under Armour. I don't know what the fuck it was. She was wearing like a shirt underneath the singlet, but it wasn't doing much.
Mm-hmm.
And two, it's like she was also like, I remember seeing him like, wow, the chick is fucking hot. Like,
yeah.
And it was also hot because she was like, yo, I'm just having a good time.
Yeah.
She's like a tomboy who's great looking, and you're like, God damn it. She also, after the match, this was the other thing that I was like, that's an unfair advantage.
Mm-hmm.
So after the match, we all like went out because she had a bunch of friends that were like her friends cheering her on, as makes sense. But they were all also pretty goddamn good looking.
Yeah.
So all the boys are going over there. We're talking, we're bullshitting. We're talking about where there might be like somewhere to meet up after this. And I remember she was talking to another friend of mine, and like I was 2 people behind her, and I could smell her. And I remember being like, she just smelled like a sweaty hot chick, and just being like, damn, dude, like how do you win against that?
Yeah.
You're like you're it's one thing to like wrestle a dude, you're like, oh man, you smell like a fucking garbage can. I don't know shit. And then you're like wrestling a chick who you are now like, oh, I'm inhaling, not just breathing, inhaling in your pheromones, trying not to be like, this is the coolest.
Yeah, I'm drinking you right now.
Like seriously, like, I don't have anything. Yeah, I have no idea what to do. It was crazy, and like she wrestled 2 dudes, won one match and lost another. And even the guy who won later, because we met up at a diner, and like it was just like, it was weird. Like it was just a bunch of schools not giving a shit about anything, and we were talking to the dude that won, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you, dude. Like she's very good. She's actually like almost unreasonably strong.
Yeah.
She was very good. She was very technical. Like she knew, like she was doing things and anticipating what I was doing before. I guess because like when you wrestle a guy at that age, your brain is like, just overpower them.
Yeah.
Just overpower them and throw them down as hard as you can. But when you're wrestling a chick, your brain's like, oh, I don't want to hurt this person. But like when they start like kind of overpowering, you're like, no, I got to turn it on. But then they're doing way more technical shit. Yeah. And you're like, oh, I didn't think about that escape. I didn't think about that sit out. I didn't think about any of that. And he's like, dude, but there was a point in time where like, I was just like, part of me during, he's like, to the gravel, I was like, want to be like, what are you doing after this? What is this? Can I call you?
Yeah. Where are we going with this?
Yeah. Winner gets a phone number. Like,
what are we?
Yeah, it's like, I saw you wrestling that other guy. Yeah. You think I'm going to just ignore that shit?
Yeah, so we've been doing this for about 2 minutes. Where are we going with this?
Yeah, it was crazy, but it wasn't like, I mean, utmost respect, but I also, you're just like, man, she's beautiful. But then I remember when I got in high school, there was another chick on a I think it was either Methacton or it might have been Perkiomen Valley. I can't remember.
Perk
Valley.
Yeah, a little perk.
But she was good, but she was horrendous looking.
Okay.
She was not very.
You beat the shit out of her.
Yeah.
You beat that chick to a pulp.
But she was one of those. She was a gal. Like she had no. Like the other one was very nice, personable, talking to people. Like was really in it for the love of the game.
Yeah.
The other one was like, I'm here to destroy. Like
Yeah.
she was not fucking. And that I did respect that too. She was like, I'm not playing games.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I'm here to like fuck people up. She did well, but like again, her weight was. I think her weight class was. She was like almost like 130 something. She was pretty big, and then like she just went up against a monster.
Yeah.
Like he did that thing where that guy also had that attitude. Like I'm not here to make friends.
Yeah, not with ugly chicks.
Dude, he was just like
you're catching the business.
He would have done that to a grandmother. Like he was like an unhinged Brock Lesnar.
I respect that though. I respect.
Oh yeah,
I
without a
respect
doubt.
those kids. Because that's equality.
Yeah, he was like, look, I'm trying to get a scholarship.
Yeah.
If I don't win here, I'm never getting out of Spring City. Like, if I lose, I'm stuck here forever.
Yeah,
And
I'm domestic violence in my way out of this.
yeah, he's like, I can't. I learned from my father and my grandfather, and
There's some domestic violence scouts in the stands right now, and I need to really show out.
It's kind of funny because like you looked at that dude, you're like, yo, that dude never gets a boner. Like, like that guy would never be. He's like asexual.
Yeah, his arousal goes to his fists. He's just got to put hands on ladies. Dude, that is a crazy man.
Dude, you see him in a strip club, he's just like, oh no. It's like, what's wrong with you, dude? It's like, I'm getting turned on.
Dude, that is funny to think like those guys that just seem to always be caught up in domestic violence shit.
Yeah, dude.
Like maybe that is their arousal goes to their fist.
I don't doubt that I think what the arousal is I think they're into like I'm in a fight that I can always win. I think that's where their brain goes. I think their brain's like, yo, I want to start a fight that I know how it's going to go. Mm-hmm. And I know how the end's going to be, and I'm like 12 steps ahead of this person. I think that's what some guys they like, the power of knowing exactly how things are going to go, and then they get turned on by the fact that they can just keep doing it, and it's like a psychological craziness that I can't wrap my mind around.
Yeah,
personally.
that's a crazy world, like the world of like beating up women.
That actually sounds like a great. That sounds like a great segment on ESPN. The crazy world of beating up women.
Yeah.
Tonight at 8.
That's why guys get upset when men transition into women and then go beat up on women in sports, because they're not like, that's not right. They're like, well, why does he get to do it?
Yo, cheat code.
That's not fair.
Yeah, I mean, you're right, and you're right. But I also think that the guys that are transition, it is kind of wild. Like the guys that transition to then become top athletes after failing repeatedly in the male end of the male spectrum of the sport.
Yeah.
That kind of like, I don't know. I'm not saying it's completely wrong. What I am saying is like, that should be suspect.
It should be suspect.
You should be like, yo, man. Like if I was, again, I can't put myself in the shoes of a trans athlete because I'll never be a trans athlete. But if I was a man who was like, let's just say I was in a wrestling division, you know, and I was like 50th place in my weight class. I'm never winning anything. I don't even get up to the fucking podium. I get nothing.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, you know what? Like I transition. I'm not saying they transition. Like, you know what? I got to win. Even if they're like, I'm actually a woman. And then you transition, you continue on the sport, and then you just go straight to the top. Part of me be like, you know what? I maybe have an unfair advantage. Maybe like I see what's going on here.
Yeah.
Maybe I just like, I shouldn't be so pumped to win.
Yeah, but if you're willing to change from guy to girl, you're probably not that concerned with fairness.
I guess you're not. I the way I look at it is like, there will be a time where in the future, not now, but in the future, we will have interviews, like there'll be like a Netflix show. Yeah. Where it'll be like, you know, the drone flying over the town in black and white, and they'll be interviewing a trans athlete who's like, yeah, I was doing it just to win. Like that'll be exposed Definitely. Maybe not all of them, but I
Yeah.
will say there will be a fair enough of them. Like, yeah, I was tired of coming in last.
We should transition into female comedians and become the most famous female the most famous female comedians
I mean,
ever.
dude, if we did do that, we would immediately have like a built-in fan base no matter what we did.
Uh-huh.
That's the other thing is like we would have a fan base where they were just like, we don't care what they say.
Yeah.
They're one of us. So
Yeah,
we're gonna support them. It's like when you go to like a strictly Puerto Rican comedy show. It doesn't matter what they say. All of them are like, yo, man, this guy, yo, I get what he's
Puerto
doing.
Rico.
I get what he's doing.
Let's go.
I'm on board for this.
Dude, we would crush. This podcast would blow up.
Oh my God. We would never would you now how would you handle being misgendered? If someone was like, excuse me, sir. Like if you were dressed as a lady and you believed you were a lady and someone was like, sir, how would you respond to that?
Dude, I you know what? I wish that I would have already in my life put more thought into this. You know, because you got that guy that famously goes to restaurants and purpose like, to get misgendered.
Yes.
And I always think, every time I see that, I always think about the perspective of the person who's doing the misgendering. Like if I misgendered a dude and a trans.
You just asked?
I can't help it.
I can't help it. Misgendered that dude, that fucking dude.
So if a trans,
sure,
and I misgendered this person,
misgendered the trans,
and they were like, it's not sir, it's ma'am. I would be like, okay, and just keep it moving, and like, or I'd be like, yeah, okay, whatever.
I think I know myself that if I misgendered a trans woman, and they're like, if I was like, excuse me, sir, and like, it's ma'am, I'm like, oh my God, sorry, dude. I would I would say sorry, dude, because my brain's just like, crap, I'm looking.
Yeah.
I'm not
the proper response when somebody's like, it's not sir, it's ma'am. The proper response is,
okay,
alrighty, if you say so, lady.
I think a lot. There's been one time I did misgender somebody. And I didn't. It's not that I felt bad. Like I didn't feel like good about it, but I also did. I was just like, oh. I was like, ah. I was more like, oh, I see what you're trying to do. I got what. All right.
Do you remember the GameStop misgendering?
Oh my God, it's male,
dude. I felt so bad for that kid because obviously the ma'am was a huge ma'am.
Yes, very big.
Very ma'am-skilling.
Yes. A lot of mamsculinity. Toxic mamsculinity.
Yeah, she had a lot.
It's toxic mamsculinity, dude.
Yeah, man.
We can't get away from it.
I can't think of the male hormone right now. Estrogen is the lady hormone.
Testosterone,
yeah. So she a lot of mistosterone.
I think you would call it breastosterone. Breastosterone.
So obviously that dude would have got the GameStop dude would have got fucked up.
That was a very imposing
ma'am.
Yeah,
very imposing.
Very imposing.
Right.
Very aggressive ma'am.
Didn't want that. That person didn't want that.
No.
This ma'am-skilling person is obviously unhinged.
Sure.
You can't assume that this person isn't going to do harm to you. Yeah. He's probably assuming that he's going to be harmed by this person, and he can't stop saying "sir."
I know it
felt so bad.
It is literally like in Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey when they're like, "Dude, sir, dude."
Yes.
Ah, crap!
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry,
fuck.
sir. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Shit, fuck, shit.
And he's just going into customer service apologize mode. He's just trying to keep his job at that point.
And it's I usually have a pretty good rule of thumb. Let's put it this way. If I'm around someone that, especially that dude.
You just did it. Now you did it. I can get away with it because I'm black. I get a little bit more leeway because I'm black.
That lady who
you can't be a white straight male misgendering people.
That lady who gets misgendered.
At least with me, they're like, well, he doesn't know any better.
Yeah.
It's his culture.
We
They're
don't
like
know.
that.
We don't know. The schools are bad in his area.
He lives in a food desert.
We don't know.
Yeah.
I think if I saw that lady, you know, I know that a lot of the people that are interacting with her are like, they're just doing their job. They're not thinking. They're just like, oh shit. However, if I saw someone who is clearly trans,
Yeah.
there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that lady.
Yeah.
That she's trans. If I saw that, at no point in time would it be like, sir, I'd just be like, here you go. I wouldn't even use pronouns. It would be, here you are.
Yeah.
This way. If you'd like this, here's your food. No, sir, ma'am, lady, guy, nothing like that. Because my brain would be like, don't even try. Because trying with that is the first step towards failure. Just say, here's your food. Enjoy your food. Don't give the inch, because it will then become a very big mile. Your job there is just be like,
she's gonna get erect. Her inch is gonna erect into a mile.
That's the aggression.
Yeah, dude, just keep her calm, keep her inch flaccid.
You know,
don't do anything to arouse the inch.
Don't, because then you're gonna put you in a rear naked choke, and then there's nothing you can do about it. I remember when I was like, I would work in some, like a couple restaurants I worked in. They would, you know, one thing I can't escape growing up in this area. Doesn't matter what the group is. Yo, guys, you're all guys.
Yeah.
Regardless if guys is asexual, it doesn't have any gender. It's completely. But like there would be a group of people walking in and be like, yo, guys, what's going on? If you want to take a seat over here, and then later one of our managers was like, hey, so. And it wasn't just me. It was everybody. Everyone was fucking guilty of it. They're like, don't use guys. Because guys singles out people that maybe they are not a guy. They're a woman, but they look like it. I'm like, I don't think anybody's using that.
That's retarded.
That, without a doubt.
If it was a group of girls, I'll say guys.
If actually, it's crazy because if it was a group of girls, they're like, yo, retards. I'd be like, I was like, come on, retards. Over this way. But yeah, I think, so then we would have to come up with like, it was going on, everybody is the word. Or gang. Hey, gang, want to take a seat over here, people?
Yeah.
And it's like, but when you're busy, you don't, you just go back to be like, guys, if you want to move right over here, guys, come on.
Yeah.
Everybody, guys, come on, calm down. It's like, I don't think guys, even dude is also a genderless thing.
It is.
And I don't understand how we haven't crossed that bridge.
Yeah.
I don't understand how that's just still in limbo right now.
You know what is funny, though? We have not had a black person get accused of misgendering a trans by calling her a nigga. Yo, chill, nigga. It's ma'am.
Oh my God, that is your right.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
That would be fun. That would be a fun video to see. That would break that trans person's brain.
And then the thing is, I'm gonna do it, and then I'm gonna be under fire for two things. I'm just trying to do a blanket statement.
Yeah. So Ryan Shaner called a white trans woman nigga. And now he can't do the podcast anymore.
Honestly, the interview would be like, look, I was just trying to use blanket terminology, something everyone knew. I was trying to use a genderless term.
Yeah.
And it turned out I'm wrong. When am I ever going to be right?
Yeah,
Tell me what I need.
I believe the situation was, she said, what is taking my food so long? And Shaner said, chill, nigga.
No. It wouldn't be chill because I'd be way too white. It'd be like, take a chill pill. Take a chill pill. It would be chill.
Yeah. Relax, nigga.
Relax. Oh, shit. Take it easy.
nigga.
Hold your horses. Hold your horses.
Keep your shirt on, nigga.
Oh shit. Yeah, that's exactly how that would go down.
Yeah, we need to get in a place in society where that can be said. Where anybody, any color can say
Honestly,
that.
Honestly, I don't even think if
color.
I said hold your horses to a black guy and he was like, yeah, I guess I can't be mad at that.
Yeah. Huh.
All right.
I was being unreasonable.
He did say the N-word, but he said hold your horses. So
yeah, yeah.
He wasn't like, fuck you or shut up or and he didn't even say the N-word with aggression. He was like, come on.
Yeah.
I'll get to it.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I've been very public with my stance on the word. I feel like everybody should be able to say it. I feel like it should be part of American vernacular.
It is.
Because it is.
It is part of American
vernacular. Whether we acknowledge, whether we want to admit it or not, but it's like people just want to have their own special word. It's like nobody gets a special word.
Yeah.
I
mean, I understand the negative connotation that can come with it. However, I will say once a word becomes so much slang that it can be used for a lot of things, and once it becomes in pop culture music and you can't escape it, it's like the
word is ubiquitous. It's everywhere.
I don't know.
But I feel like we should be proud. Like when we see like if we watched a white person use the word against towards another white person, we should be like, we did that. Like that's our contribution to the zeitgeist right there.
You're welcome, guys.
Yeah. It was a cool thing. I know you got to say that in a cool way, thanks to us.
and a star with the N-word comes over the top of the house. Like,
the more you nigga.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
So it would really bring the society together.
I mean, I don't know. I've never. I'm trying to think of the last time. I'm trying to think. I don't think I've ever said the N-word with like that much aggression in my life. Really, I think I've always said it like in a goofy way.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever said it like this freaking N-word that lives down the street from me. I don't think I've ever said it. I think
because it cools up. It makes everything you say cooler.
Oh, I know.
It cools it up.
Have you ever seen? Years ago. And when I say years ago, like it was a few years ago, Richard Pryor.
Okay.
Decades
ago.
Sorry, guys.
Eons ago, almost.
Sorry. A few years ago. In 1980. No, Richard Pryor. So I can't remember what album was. I think after he went to Africa and then came back and he was like, I'm not saying the N-word anymore. I'm not going to say it anymore. So then he did a half hour where he didn't use the N-word.
Yeah.
And he's like, it was crazy because I was saying the same exact jokes.
Yeah.
And I wasn't getting as much as a response because I wasn't using the tag of the N-word on it. And I remember I was like, a kid when I was watching this, I was like, yeah, I guess that makes sense, like how that can be funnier, but like, it's got to be kind of depressing as a comic who's like, yeah, you guys were only on for one word?
Yeah.
You guys were only on for one of these things that I was saying?
Richard Pryor, world famous nigga comic. But I think it's more than that. I think it's more nuanced than that. I think what happens is when you say the word, you have to say it in a certain way that gives you swag. You have to say it in a swag.
Oh yeah, it's got to be a cool way.
So when you're not like constantly reinforcing, a lot of black people, they get their swag from saying the word. Like that's where
for real.
Yeah, it's like because so if we're breaking down some of the attributes, the characteristics of black culture, the one characteristic that is the most prominent in my opinion is the rebelliousness. I'm not gonna let these white motherfuckers tell me what I can and cannot say or do.
Yeah.
Right? That's like
because I also grew up with that mindset in my mind. Keep in mind,
yeah.
I was only controlled by white people my whole life.
You're the most ethnic white person I know.
I was like, I'm not gonna let these white people tell me what to do. I said that to my mom, like, get out of here.
Yeah. Get out of here, whitey.
She was like, hold your horses. And I was like, damn it. You said that so cool.
Yeah, but it is. So it's a cool. It's like, so the rebelliousness and being able to say that and have that word and say it, and other people can't say it, and technically you shouldn't even be saying it either because it's like it rubs people the wrong way.
Yeah.
But you get to say it. And it's like it adds to like the mystique and the swag of being a black person.
I guess.
So when you're taking that swag away, you don't have the. You don't have like the hip inflection in everything that you're saying anymore.
Sure.
So it's just like there's certain phrases you can't say, like the phrase "my guy."
My guy.
Yeah, come on, my guy.
You can't say that as a black person?
No, you can say it, but you can't say it not cool. Do you understand what I'm saying?
No.
Like you can't be like, well, calm down, my guy. You have to be like, oh my, come on, my guy.
All right.
There has to be a little swag to it.
I guess
like
so.
Some things have to be said with swag.
I guess so. I'm not saying you're wrong. I think the only time I ever heard my guy is like my guy. You're.
But that's Italian swag. That's
my guy.
Yeah, that's a swag, right? Or if somebody says something, you be like, heard that. You can't just be like, heard that. It just doesn't have the same pop.
I mean, I would say I've heard so many people say like, heard, like I got you. Yeah. Like in an aggressive way, like
yeah.
Heard.
You can white that up. You can white up.
We did. Yeah. We whited it up.
Heard. Yeah.
Heard.
Yeah, but say heard that.
Heard that.
Yeah, see what I'm saying?
Heard that.
Doesn't feel right. Not the same pop.
I mean, it depends on it. I think there are some people who don't have. There are some people, especially people I knew and grew up with. They don't have like any type of twang to them.
Mm-hmm.
So like even if they were saying slang in like a real way, in a non-facetious way,
yeah,
they were always like, heard that. They were always like,
okay,
like, oh, that's very cool, like awesome.
Yeah. You think that person, if they were like, if their favorite song came on, they wouldn't be like, yo, that's my jam. They'd be like, that's my jam.
Oh, they're jamming.
Oh, wow.
Dude, my mom, for a while,
this joint is popping.
One time, I fucking can't even remember what I was watching on TV. It was like MTV, and I can't remember what fucking song it was. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. It was the Presidents of the United States of America, the song Lump.
Okay.
And
how does that go real quick?
She's lump, she's lump, she's
Okay.
lump. She's in my head.
Yeah. That was for other people that probably didn't know who the presidents were in the song Lump. I mean, I got it.
Yeah, did you?
I got it immediately.
It's his jam.
And I was like, yeah,
it's his jam.
That's
people.
my jam.
But I was watching that, and my mom was in like the other room, and she came in. And she's like, "Oh my God, these guys are rocking."
Oh.
And I remember being like, "Oh."
She's also a mom. She's a mom at that point.
These guys are really rocking.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no. I think I turned the TV off and broke the remote over my knee.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll never watch
What's the coolest thing you say on a regular basis?
The coolest thing I say on a regular basis?
So, and I'll give you an example. So I brought up the example of heard that. I used to say heard. I used to be a heard that, right?
Yeah.
So I used to, I remember when I was young, it was word. Then I got into a heard that phase.
Word.
Right? I got into a heard that phase. Then I got into a copy that.
Copy that.
Yeah.
Like you're on a radio.
Yeah. Well, I'm still kind of
Copy that.
I still fluctuate now between copy that and heard that. Oh no, copy that and word. I'm a copy that and word guy.
And then you copy that, word, paste.
Yeah.
What other Microsoft slang are you throwing around? Yo, Control V on that.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yo, Control delete that bitch.
Dude, if I heard a black guy say, "Yo, Control Alt delete that bitch," I'd be like, "Hell yeah, dude!
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about."
Yeah, reboot that bitch in safe mode.
Yo, I'm about to unplug that computer for the Y2K on that bitch. Make sure there's no surge.
Yeah, that's so. Yeah, what's the coolest thing you say? And it doesn't have to be like a black twang.
Fucking no.
Like it could be in your
I think
like your culture.
I don't even know if it's in my culture, but like I remember I was pushing for a long time, like squirt alert.
Okay.
Like squirt alert.
Yeah. What's the coolest thing you say? Squirt alert.
Squirt alert.
Squirt alert.
Then you got to make the fart sound.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah. Squirt alert has gotten me in trouble a few times. I think that's the other thing with like, squirt alert is also like the N-word for me because if I say it, I'm saying it in a goofy way, but it could also get me in trouble, especially at work. And there was one time you say it's kind of like the guys thing. Mm-hmm. Like you're just saying stuff. You're not trying to hurt anybody.
Yeah.
You're not trying to like demean anyone. You're just saying what you're saying. And I was at work, and my manager, by the name of Kendall, came in to the prep area, and I was with like 4 other like coworkers, and she was talking about like how she was out with her husband the other day, and like they got asked to leave. They went to what the fuck did they do? Oh, they went to like a bowling alley or something with a group of friends, but then they started making out during bowling, and then they were asked to leave. Like,
oh wow,
they were like apparently they had gotten a little drunk and they were getting a little aggressive,
a little handsy,
little Brazilian jiu-jitsu boning.
Yeah, something was going below the equator.
So they were asked to leave.
Yeah,
the bowling alley. Like the management was like, "Hey, hold your horses." What are you doing? Get out of here.
Keep your shirt on, niggas.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
So they apparently were leaving, and I was like, she's like, yeah. I was like, we were just making out. I was like, ooh, making out. Squirt alert.
Yeah.
And I did that. And like a few coworkers kind of laughed. And then my manager was like, what did you just say? And I was like, squirt alert.
Dude, having to repeat something like that when you also might get in trouble for repeating it. When you're like, wait, what the hell did you just say?
It's funny, dude. What's funny is that the coworkers were kind of laughing, but then I said squirt alert and then tried to quietly do the fart, like,
yeah.
And then my other coworker, like this guy Dave, he started like he was like drinking, like trying not to spit up, and he's like, Jesus Christ! And she's like, did you just say squirt alert? Ew. Wildly inappropriate. So inappropriate. And like, she's going off on me, which I guess I understand, like she's the manager. I clearly made a disgusting comment. Yeah. And then I made a fart sound.
And it had a sound.
Added the fart sound.
Had an onomatopoeia with it.
And she then like left the room, and like I was so worried I was going to get written up for like sexual, like that was the biggest thing in my head.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going to get written up for sexual harassment for squirt alert. But then I started laughing, like even if I get fired, they are going to have to write down on have on file that it said squirt alert, then in parentheses, fart noise with mouth, end parentheses.
Yeah.
I was funny. Like, even if but that was the other thing too. I was like, okay, I said it, but I didn't say it to her in private.
Yeah.
Where maybe my words could even be twisted around.
That's creepy. And 2,
I said it with like so many witnesses, and everyone there was on understanding that I was joking.
Yeah,
like this was all just a joke. And I didn't comment on her body. I didn't say like, "Ooh, you're gonna squirt out your pussy." Like I didn't say anything like that. I just said squirt alert. And later, nothing happened. Mm-hmm. And then it was like weeks later. I was working again, and my manager was there, and I was like, debating in my head, like maybe I should apologize.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been weeks. It's time to apologize.
Dude, I was giving her time to cool down, dude.
Yeah, she was still Squirt Alert level
Yeah,
red.
dude,
I needed her to come down to Squirt Alert level yellow.
It needs to be.
And that's when you apologize.
Yeah, green is the best time to apologize with Squirt Alert.
Yeah.
So she was in the back prep area getting food, and like I said hello, and she like acknowledged, but then like she was putting like barbecue sauce on some of her food, and it like made a fart sound.
Yeah.
And like I didn't like I hear it. Like I'm like a dog with fart sounds. I'm just like, oh, all right,
yeah.
Fucking. And then she goes, Squirt Alert. I'm like, ah.
Yeah.
And she's like, and I was like, come on. And I started laughing. And she started laughing. She's like, I'm sorry I got all bitchy the other day. She was like, I'm just in a mood and I'm sorry. And I know you weren't trying to be gross. Like you were trying to be gross, but you weren't trying to be like mean.
Yeah.
It'd be different if like something happened to me.
Well, she was telling you a story about when she got like kind of like chastised and embarrassed.
I guess. Yeah.
She got the Bobich treatment.
Sure.
She got Bobiched.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I totally forgot about
that.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, she had a Squirt Alert on Broadway.
Dude, but that's, you know what? The thing about getting caught, being that, it was a Lauren Boebert, right? It was Barbara.
Yeah.
She also, first off, Squirt Alert.
Oh, shit. Damn. It is Boebert. I've been calling her Bobich so comfortably. Bobich. So comfortably. Because at first it was Boo Bitch. It was Boo Bitch, but Angie was like, would like look at me like I was being immature. So I just started calling her Bobich. Bobich.
Lauren Bobich. it's Boebert.
Yo, that's my Bobich.
Yeah, dude, that's actually pretty good.
That is pretty good.
I like that.
But yeah, you're right. It's Boebert. Boebert.
And yeah, she got caught. I think she was giving her husband a hand job or something on Broadway.
I mean, I think she was trying to dick bar him. She was trying to submit him.
He gets nervous.
Yeah.
It's actually just adrenaline.
Yeah.
But yeah, she got caught. But the thing I look at it like this is when you become, she's a senator, right?
Yeah.
Or something.
And not to stop this, but before we go on, that it is a submission, like getting jerked off to completion.
Depending on who's doing it. If that's a submission, I've had some pretty weak submissions.
Yeah, but you still tapped out. You still tapped out. If you finish, if you finish, that's a tap out. It all taps are some taps are tap and some taps are whoa tap.
Man,
you know?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the fastest tap out.
Fastest you've ever been tapped out.
Fastest I've ever tapped. Dude, I hear Joe Rogan screaming in the background. Whoa! Whoa!
We've never seen that submission before.
Mike Goldberg's like, and it is over. Like,
and new.
Yeah, Bruce Buffer's there. Champion of the world. Yeah. Dude, I was, I'm trying to think of the fastest tap out hand job I've ever had. And I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think there's no way it's been that fast.
Yeah, fight.
I think it's more because I'm like, yo, let's get to the other shit. In my head, I'm like, all right, this hand stuff is great.
Good stuff.
It's great stuff.
Love the puppet show.
Love it. I love what you're doing. You're being very respectful. You're not like coming down a fucking 6 o'clock elbow on it. You're not doing anything that isn't against the rules.
Like coming off the top ropes.
Yeah, you're not doing anything. You're not poking me in the eye there. You're not raking me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm trying to think of the last time I got like a hand job where I was like, whoa, dude, that was so fast. I don't know. I could only imagine that like getting a happy ending at like a massage parlor. That's probably where they're like, yo, I've got to train to like have this go fast.
Yeah.
You know, they can't be in there for like 10, 15 minutes after like a whole fucking 20-minute massage. And they're like, all right, turn over.
I mean, they also had the experience of having done it before. Like, they probably know your
the
dick
cheat
better than you.
The dick cheat.
Yeah.
Now they're probably just
gonna
touching it with like
they death touch your penis. You come 3 days later. You're just at the post office.
They poke on your balls 5 times and then they hit it. And it's like, I can't take 5 steps.
And then she like walks out with her hands behind her back, like just like a
5-point exploding dick technique.
Yeah,
damn it, you're just respectfully getting dressed.
Yeah.
Oh no.
That's the idea of like like a couple days later, while you're just like in line at the grocery store, you just start coming. Owie, owie, owie,
Oh, no.
owie.
What's wrong with you, sir? It's like I had the best massage ever.
Yeah.
She whispered in my ears after it, 7 days.
Yeah, she dim cocked me.
It's like she touches your foot and then your dick just comes.
She hit me with the dim cock.
I knew it was gonna be fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if I ever if an Asian lady.
I'm sorry. I just keep on thinking of like inconvenient places to suddenly come. You're at your kid's middle school graduation.
Inconvenient.
Yeah, and you just start coming.
Any christening.
Owie, owie, owie.
Any event involving like, oh, dude, imagine coming like in line to get on a really good roller coaster.
Yeah.
To be like, you're about to.
You're like giving a eulogy at your grandma's funeral. Nobody was quite like, wowie, owie, owie.
And we're always gonna miss. the picture coming down the roller coaster.
Yeah, he turned that roller coaster into Splash Mountain.
Yeah,
if you know what I'm
it was
saying.
not good. It was definitely a log flume by the end of that. I just I think if an Asian lady.
I forgot what we were even talking about, but yes.
Yes.
If an Asian lady origami'd your penis.
If she did something to my penis where like she touched it and then like told me like you come in 12 days, I'd be like, what?
You come now in 12 days.
A 5-hour you come. I'd be like, no way. I would honestly if she told me,
I would be worried that I was anticipating it so much I would ruin it.
Here's the thing. I know I would forget. Like if she
I'm setting a timer.
No. If she was just like, you come in 5 days,
yeah,
I'd be like, whatever. I'd be like, no, sure.
Yeah.
And then like if I was out somewhere, I'm like, oh. My first, I would just hear her like, ha, ha, ha. like I would hear the laughter in the background, like, ha, ha, ha.
She's stroking a long white beard.
Got you. I'm making him come again.
Oh, I guarantee him come back.
He come back. He come.
He number one customer.
Dude, that's the whole thing. I go in, it's raining out. I'm like, where was me? Oh, you were a ton. You adapted my comability in the 5 days.
Like you pop in, kick the door down. It's raining out. You're soaking wet. Like, where is she? And she's like, you're late.
I knew you would be back.
Yeah, I expected you yesterday.
Mr. Agantasai. Let's have a seat. You're like, you tell me what you did to me.
Yeah. So why is that such a hilarious concept?
What, coming 6 days later?
Man.
But that's the whole thing. It goes down like, I believe, look, not to sound, I guess it's a form of racism.
Mm-hmm.
I believe anything that an older Asian person tells me, especially if it involves things that I don't really know anything about.
Isn't that crazy? I've never doubted a fortune cookie in my life.
Why would you?
I'm like, this thing is cooking.
The only time I doubt them, now I doubt them.
Yeah.
Because now they have like the website on the back. And
yeah.
That I doubt. That's all corporate.
It's like, this is an ancient website.
Dude, in Spring City, there was where the fuck was it? It was on 724.
Mm-hmm.
There was right by the Pottstown Mall, right by Coventry Mall. There was an Asian, like it was. I can't even remember what it was called.
The Panda Express?
No. It was like dim sum pal. It was like
gotcha.
It was like a mom and pop.
Asian
food place, and I think it was Chinese food. Dude, we would sometimes get wonton soup and like rangoons and shit from there.
Mm-hmm.
My stepdad would get them, and we would get fortune cookies. The fortunes were handwritten.
Oh.
They were handwritten.
Like calligraphy?
No, I mean that would be
That
so
would be
sick.
crazy.
I'd be like, I don't even know what this is.
Yeah.
But no, they were handwritten with like nice pen.
Yeah.
And there was nothing on the back. It was just like, and the strips of paper were like, they weren't cut. They were like torn.
Yeah.
And they were like shoved in there.
It's like, you come 5 days.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
I'm 6.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Lucky number 6'9".
5 years, you'll come. What? Yeah, that was yeah, and I remember I would get fortune cookies and be like, these are the coolest.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's cool. And that's how I thought all fortune cookies were. I thought all fortune cookies had like handwritten, words of wisdom or like cool thing. And then you get to like, Panda Express.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're like, what is like this sucks.
Yeah.
This is typed up on a typewriter.
Yeah,
Or not even a typewriter.
I think I would feel a little cheated. But like for me, having experienced the other way around first, I would think that the handwritten ones, like, they're really cutting corners here.
Oh,
really
you would think that?
Yeah, they're trying to save a buck.
Not me.
Yeah.
I would be like, yo, this person thought about it. Because like if it's handwritten, that means that they're like, oh, I don't want to spell this incorrectly. I want to put down what I'm thinking.
True.
I think there's more thought into a handwritten. It's like getting a letter. It's like getting a handwritten letter. Somebody put time into that, Oh, somebody sent me a letter.
Put a stamp on the fortune cookie.
Exactly. I mean, like, what is this?
Yeah.
Like if I open it up and it was just actually, my dream is to open a fortune cookie and have like an invitation to a fighting competition. That's
that's
the dream.
You have a chosen one complex.
Yeah, dude. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would love. So when Alex did that the surprise party for me, and she did the fucking the Benihana shit that my stepdad did.
Yeah.
All that shit.
Yeah. Well, that was one of the coolest surprise parties.
It was wild. He did the hibachi. He did hibachi.
Horror hibachi.
And it was
a horror themed hibachi.
It was so good. He did a great job on the food too.
Food was
out
amazing.
of control. Dude, he nails everything.
Yeah.
Every
that was crazy.
he crushes. But
so thank you, sir.
yeah, he's like, oh, that was so.
It was very delicious.
You come in 5 a day. But she had told me that because I had said to her, like, one of my dreams is, because I love sushi and I love Chinese food.
That was the whitest thing I've ever heard you say.
Love sushi, love it.
Yeah.
But I would love to go into like a sushi bar or like even like a Chinese store or Chinese food store, and like have like an old man be like, oh my god, and then like I order food and he's like, no, you, and like give me a proverb and be like, you have been chosen. Like I want to be a chosen one for something that even may not even exist yet. Or I would love to be a chosen one. He's like, you showed up 5 years late.
Yeah.
What? He's like, yeah, they already appointed this person to be ruler of universe. But if you were here, we wish you.
If you answer email.
Yeah. We've been texting you. We sent you. Wait, did you throw that away?
Yeah.
You should have checked your spam folder.
I used to have a little retarded chosen one fantasy where, like I go to, I don't even drink coffee. I don't even know why I added this. This was part of my chosen one fantasy. You go to Starbucks, you spill coffee on yourself, and like every time you do one of these blunders, there's like a dude, like a monk in a robe, like peeking around a corner, like yes. It's like, yeah, like you're on the phone and like your wife divorces you and she's like, I'm taking the kids, and you're like, no, and like the guy's like, hurry, yeah.
It's all adding up.
Yeah, right.
Finally, the stars are aligning.
And then like he gets you, tells you that you're the chosen one. You fly all the way to his country.
Yeah.
Trek all the way to his village.
Sure.
And you're in this like monastery, and he, explaining to the monks like, yeah, he spilled the coffee, his wife left him, his kids hate him.
I don't know. In my head, the monk added in the kids hate him. Because that's just a detail that he may not even know. He's like, he spilled his coffee. His wife left him. Yeah. His kids hate him. Everyone at work thinks he's a pussy.
His mom and dad probably think he's a big disappointment.
He dresses like an idiot. has no time sense of time at all. He late for everything.
It is never the same amount of time right.
Have you ever seen him eat? It's disgusting. Choose it with mouth open.
Yeah. And then they're like, and then he's like, he looks to the people like, he's the chosen one to show us our life not so bad. And it's like they're like starving. Like they're like, yeah.
They put a ceremonial dunce cap on you. You're like, all right.
We found the universal retard.
Dude, but that's the thing with like the whole chosen one thing. If that had happened, like, and a guy was like, "Yo, you're the," this is how easy I am to be human trafficked.
Yeah.
If an Asian man was like, "Oh my God, we've been searching for you,"
Yeah.
gave me a medallion, it's like, "You must come to the island and train."
Yeah.
I'd be like, "Oh my God, yes."
Well, first of all, Shaner, that was a Sacagawea quarter. That was a Sacagawea $1. That wasn't a medallion.
It's just drawn with marker. There's one of those triangle hats on top of it.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
I think everybody from our era
Oh yeah, dude.
could be easily trafficked by an old Asian man claiming that we're the chosen one.
Not only an old Asian man claiming we're the chosen one, an old Asian man giving you a scroll that says fighting championship
fuck, out of town.
somewhere. Get the fuck out of here.
Dude.
I talked about this before. And
He doesn't have to give me the scroll. If he shows me the scroll,
Yeah.
especially if it has like jade on the the knobs, like even like an engraved dragon on it.
It's amazing.
It's like, man, sign me up. No, don't open it. Sign me up.
Signed and sealed.
Yeah.
I don't need any more details.
Now, do you think when men transition into women and do sports, they think they're the chosen one?
I think there's a little bit of that there.
Right?
I think they're like, I'm going to change the game.
Yeah. They have to go to an Asian doctor. They have to get transitioned by an Asian doctor. That's the only way. Like they can't have like somebody appropriating chosen one. You know what I mean? They can't have a white person transition them.
I guess you would have to have also like an Asian doctor, like just like remove your dick, like like Mortal Kombat. He's like, we do sexual assignment surgery. Just holding it up.
A transitionality.
Gaytality. Yeah. You're like, oh no. Yeah, like he just blows on it and bursts into flames. You're like, oh, that was my dick. I guess I'm a woman now.
That's pretty wild.
I've got to go on to be the best shot put lady in the world. I've got to. My other
shot putter, by the way.
Is it a shot putter?
They're shot putters.
I shot put lady.
They put shot. They relocate shot. They put shot over there.
I guess that. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I know. Wait. So there's shot put.
Yeah.
Hammer.
But you know what's crazy? It's called shot put, but the ball that you throw is called it's not called a shot. It's called the shot put.
Okay.
Because I always hated that.
Well, Sidney, it's called basketball, but the ball that you throw is called a basketball.
But you throw the ball in the basket, and it's a ball.
All right.
The style of ball that is basketball.
All right. That makes sense. I don't know where I was going.
No, you.
Look, I was trying.
You made sense too. I just kept fighting. I just didn't want to give up.
That was very dishonorable.
Yours made more sense.
Why would you do that? There was no reason for that.
Yeah, I just didn't want to concede.
But so the shot put, hammer throw, discus. Do they even still do discus, or is that like out?
Yeah, they do discus more than hammer throw. Like you don't get hammer throw in a lot of high school meets and stuff.
I wonder why.
That's a wild weapon, man, and it's like it can go wayward. Like so, I watched a girl get hit with a discus one time.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we were and the guy on our team that was throwing the discus was one of the best discus throwers in the state, and he was practicing, and we were in the infield, and I was like flirting with this girl Rashonda. Not that you didn't think she was black when I said Shonda, but so I'm laying down. I'm facing where the discus is coming. Would be coming. It shouldn't be coming this direction.
Did she get hit?
She got hit.
So she's dead. I'm assuming.
No,
this is the last time you talked to Shonda.
It was the last time she talked to me. Wasn't the last time I tried to talk to her.
Was it the last time she ever talked in general?
The discus was coming, and somebody was like, "Discus coming," and so she was like, we were like facing each other, laying down, facing each other. She tried to get up and run. But when she got up, her feet slipped out from underneath her. Oh, no. So she didn't run. She kind of just dove on my face. So she's on my face with her torso. Like her stomach is on my face. The shot put hits her in the back.
You mean the discus?
Ribs. Oh, the discus hits her in the ribs. I can feel the concussive force of the discus through her body.
How heavy is it?
They're not heavy at all. They're like they're measured in ounces.
Okay.
Like a shot puts like 8 pounds. A discus is like if maybe a pound.
Okay.
But it's this metal plate coming at you.
Sure.
And it hit and it sounded like when somebody hits the back and it's like sounds hollow.
Oh yeah.
It sounded just like that. And like dude cracked 2 of her ribs.
Wow.
And stuff.
That's awesome.
And like she's like I didn't know it cracked ribs. I just thought it hit her. Yeah. And the sound that it made, I assumed that instead of it hitting her with the edge, I assumed that it landed flat on her and hit her.
So it just like
and that's why it made the sound.
Gotcha.
But apparently from other people witnessing it, it hit her like Kung Lao hat.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, and cracked a couple of ribs, and she's like writhing in pain on the ground, but she's trying to not make a big display out of it.
She's like, owie!
She's definitely coming. She's for sure coming.
You're like, yeah, that's right, girl.
And I was just like, I think you just saved my life.
Oh, she took a discus for you.
Yeah, and I'm trying to like tell her
you saved
how honorable she was just then, but it just wasn't the right time.
So I left her there.
Yeah, and she hated me for that.
What? She got hit, not you?
Yeah, because she thought that like I was making it about me in that moment.
She thought she got hit. Mm-hmm. You were elated that you didn't get hit.
That I didn't get hit.
And
she saved me.
She saved me.
Yeah.
And that was making it about you?
Girls, man.
What the hell are you talking about?
I don't understand.
You literally made it about her. She
was the hero
my life.
in that story.
What are you talking?
But I
think
what?
She was just mad she got hit.
She was mad
she was just mad she got hit.
She was mad she got hit, and that I didn't dive on her face.
Exactly.
To save her. Yeah.
And even if you did, she still would have been mad at you because it still would have hurt.
I would have broke her nose.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What would you rather have? A couple of cracked ribs?
Balanced on my nose.
Straight up.
like her lady body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
didn't even squish my nose.
Like if you had landed on her with all of your force.
Yeah.
And got hit with that thing. Come on.
Dude, I would have got up and she would have been there like an ostrich with her head in the ground. like her head would have been like stuck in the ground. Yeah.
And you'd be like, what dude threw that? Like, it's ma'am. It's ma'am.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, man. I think there's a lot of things that... Oh, wait, where are we at?
No, we're good. We're at 117.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Dude, it flies by so fast.
You know what? It's like...
It's not our fault we're having this much fun.
No, it's not. But I do blame the trans community. I blame... So, no, I don't blame... Wait. To circle this all the way back.
Mm-hmm.
Has there been any trans people in your jiu-jitsu class? Anybody
there
like that?
Been.
No?
No.
Man, I would have figured that would be a prime place for trans people.
Why so?
Well, one, it's intergender.
It is.
Two, it seems that even the smaller ones can win against the bigger ones.
That can happen.
And it also seems that if you get a boner, no one says boo. Everyone's just kind of like, oh, go with it. Go with it.
If somebody presenting as a lady got a boner, we're going to have a real serious discussion about those pronouns. Like, I can suspend disbelief only for so much.
Sure.
You know?
You know?
But if you have a boner, that has to be part of you have now pronouns. Nobody I can't call anybody with a boner ma'am. I can't do it. My brain won't let me do it.
Sidney, I think you just came up with the greatest trans T-shirt ever. I can't call anyone with a boner, ma'am. If you put that on a T-shirt,
yeah,
you would sell to a very specific demographic of people.
Yeah,
they'd be like, "Yeah, I heard Sidney Gantt say it. I can't call anybody with a boner, ma'am, either."
You can't. That's listen. If you choose to be in that world, you're obligated to 100% of the time always be suppressing a boner.
Yeah, sure.
That's your choice.
Yeah. But again, I would say in that same to play she devil's advocate.
Mm-hmm. She devil's advocate. That's going to be the name of the episode. She devil's advocate.
To play she devil's advocate. You're saying you got to suppress it at all the time, but then again, the guys also got to suppress that boner too. So it's like, I would say,
yeah,
it's all in the
for sure. Guys have to be, but like, if I get a boner,
but you,
I don't lose my identity. I get to walk out. I get to still be the same dude I was when I walked into the building. I'm sorry, if you walk into the building a lady, you get a boner, you're walking out a man.
Again, great bumper sticker. Sidney is crushing these slogans. You're like a slogan machine right now.
Dude, I'm Sidney Slogan.
If you walk in this building a lady and leave with a boner, you're leaving a man.
You leave a man.
Oh man, that is wow. Yeah, I guess I would have figured. I'm assuming that most martial arts are, they're all inclusive. They don't.
The martial arts is one of the most inclusive communities out there.
Sure. I would figure, but I you don't see any. I guess MMA. We've seen some trans athletes in MMA.
Mm-hmm.
Fallon Fox. Actually, Fallon Fox is the only one I know.
Breaking skulls. She cracked.
I know.
She
didn't crack. She caved in.
Yeah, she caved in a skull.
She caved in a skull, which is crazy. Ruined that lady's career.
Dude, I don't even know if I could do that to a jack-o'-lantern. Like if you hollowed out a pumpkin and gave it eyes and a mouth and I hit it as hard as I could, I don't know if I could cave it in.
That is.
But if you give me one lady's skull,
dude,
I'm
then again, if it was a female pumpkin, you probably it's like if it was a lady pumpkin.
I think if I plucked a lady hard enough, I can get my finger to dent her skull.
Wow. Yeah, it's a possibility.
Yeah,
it's a possibility. And what happened there was, you do feel as much as you can shit on Fallon Fox, and people are. I also do not think I'm really, again, unless I'm looking at everything like Bloodsport, the movie, I'm sure that mixed martial arts, no one's going in with intention of ruining another competitor's career. I don't think they all. I don't think they go into it with like, I'm going to end this person's whole livelihood.
Yeah.
I do not think Fallon Fox was like, you know what I'm going to do? Cave in a skull today.
Yeah.
I don't think that was going through her head. I'm
going to turn her skull into a soup bowl.
Yeah. She's going to need a helmet in the shower at all times.
She's going to be able to go to Starbucks and get her latte poured into the into the dent in her skull.
Just put a straw. Yeah, I don't think Fallon Fox had intent, but it was also, again, I think, you transitioned from a male to a female, then got into a combative sport and crushed a lady's head. Now, at that point, again, nothing against Fallon in the way that she's like, I just wanted to compete. But in my head, honestly, if I was a trans athlete, and I'm only saying what I would do because I can't speak to it. if I was a trans athlete and I was fighting men
Yeah.
and I never caved in a skull, ever,
Yeah.
ever, never caved in a skull or ruined a career.
Yeah.
And then I transitioned, even if I'm a woman, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I transitioned and went up against women for the first time as a woman, and I caved in a skull. I think I'll be like, you know what? I got to dial back a little.
Yeah.
Maybe I should kind of reel this in. I just caved in a woman's skull. I don't even think it made it through the first round.
Yeah.
Like, I would be like, maybe I'm putting too much gas on.
Dude, hold your horses, nigga. You can't be caving in skulls like this, nigga.
It's the first day. It's the first day.
You just got here, nigga.
Yeah, dude. I think it's like, again, I'm not saying don't compete.
Yeah.
What I am saying is if I was competing as a man, then I transitioned to a woman and then just swept everything, part of me would be like, that was... Wait, I don't know if that was that easy. Like, that shouldn't have been that shouldn't have been that easy.
That's when you find out that like women's skulls are made out of the same material as the cardboard roll in a toilet paper. It's like that's what lady skulls are made out of. Toilet paper roll cardboard.
Oh, crap.
Yeah.
It's like, be careful with that, Fallon. What? Oh! Oh, no.
She just like picks the lady up by the head.
She's gonna be all right. You're all right.
Yeah.
It's like when you hurt your brother wrestling. You're cool.
Yeah.
You're fine.
She's basically Goro out there.
Yeah, seriously. That's gotta be like, again, and I'm not even calling for like a trans division. I'm not even calling for that. But I am saying it's like there's gotta be a point where you're like, whoa, the first day.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Wait, what's the lady in Mortal Kombat 1? Sonya Blade versus Goro. Have you ever seen it?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because Goro has a ponytail.
Oh,
Goro
no,
could be trans.
There also is a female Goro.
There's Lady Goros.
Shiva,
yes.
Shiva, definitely.
Yeah. That's not a... Dude, that's a Goro. Sorry, that's a Goro.
I'm sorry. I'm still having sex with that Goro.
That's a Goro in a dress.
Nice tits, honey.
Yeah.
Your penis is showing.
Misgendering Shiva is crazy.
Excuse me, dude. I'm Shiva. What?
Yeah, Shiva. Yeah.
I'm the princess of the subterranean sect of Goro.
All right, man. I am hot. We got to wrap this up.
Yeah, we do have to wrap this up.
I'm melting. But before, we have to go to we have to do our last week recap.
Yes. Yeah.
So last week we declared World War Fun on public urination laws.
Sure.
Right? And so here's what I propose to you. So I asked Google, give me a list of cities that accumulate the most public urination citations. Now, before you start saying cities, it gave me 5 cities. It gave me 5 different cities. How many wrong answers? What's the least amount of wrong answers you think you can do before you can get all 5?
All 5?
Yeah.
Now, is this worldwide or just in Asia?
Just in the United States. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to go with Boston, Massachusetts.
Whoa. How many wrong answers?
Oh, how many wrong?
Yeah.
Before I get 5?
Before you get 5.
I'm going to say I'll go 5.
5? Okay.
5. So my first one is Boston, Massachusetts.
Okay. X. That is a wrong answer.
Okay. New York.
That is a correct answer.
That was going to be my first one. I was like, that's too hard.
Yeah, you have 1 X though.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
San Francisco.
That is an answer.
Austin, Texas.
That is an X.
That is an X.
Yeah.
I'm also when I said San Francisco, I was like, where's all the homeless? I was like Austin. They're all in Austin.
They're there.
They're in Austin or Houston, but I'm not saying that as an answer.
Were you trying to
No.
Like, were you trying to like gauge me just now?
No.
Like Austin or Houston, it's like, what is he doing? Yeah. Don't gauge me.
So I have 3 now. 3 X's.
You have you have an X for Boston, an X for Austin, and
I said New York and I said San Francisco.
Yeah, so you have 2 X's.
Okay. So it's 2 and 2, and then there's 3 cities left.
Mm-hmm.
Atlantic City, New Jersey.
X.
Fuck.
You have 2 X's left.
Miami, Florida.
X.
Come on.
Yeah. This is for the win.
See, now I'm thinking of like, okay, are they going on like population or actual like? Because sometimes you could be like, yo, there's nobody in fucking South Dakota, but there could be so many citations.
They could be pissing.
They could be pissing.
Yeah, they could be pissing free.
Oh, fuck.
Piss free or die. Yeah, think about the piss free or die state.
Okay. Denver, Colorado.
S and X. That's 5 X's.
All right. What were
So San Diego.
Fucking San Diego. I should have said that after.
I would have never guessed San Diego is such a nice look.
I would say
town.
most of are there more than 2 Californias on there?
No.
Okay.
Those are those 2. The next city, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Pittsburgh? Yes. Should have known.
Yeah.
Should have known.
And you're going to Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
right?
on the 7th. Definitely. Fuck.
And Charleston, South Carolina.
South Carolina. You know what I almost said? I almost said Louisiana.
Yeah.
I almost said like New Orleans because I was like, yeah, they piss all the
they
time
drink.
during Mardi Gras. There's no way. Yeah. But then again, after I would have said that, I would have been like, nobody enforces that. Yeah. No cops give 2 shits about public urination.
No way. There's titties everywhere.
In New Orleans.
Seen. Yeah, there's so much going on.
There's so much going on they could give 2 fucks about.
No way.
God.
But those are your 5 cities. So just to recap, it's New York City, San Francisco, San Diego, Pittsburgh, and Charleston, South Carolina.
God damn it. I would have never I don't actually, you know what? I would have never guessed Carolina. I would have never gone. My brain would have gone there at all. And if you said any southern states, but not Florida, I would have said maybe like Atlanta, Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
I would have said maybe the Outer Banks in North Carolina or something like that.
Yeah.
Like somewhere where there's just like vacation dickheads all the time.
So the craziest part about Pittsburgh, it's not even the whole entire city. So the south side area of Pittsburgh has a high number of public urination citations. It's just the south, particularly in alleyways after bars close.
This goes down to what we were just saying.
Yeah.
Let my people flow. Let them fucking flow, dude. They're allowed to pee in alleyways. This is crazy. How much, what's crazy is now that's racked up so much debt that they'll never let it go. Because if they were to change the laws around, they're like, well, now we don't know. Now we're missing out on money. If they change those laws around, they'd be like, well, we got to bust them for something.
Yeah, San Diego is robust, right? Because San Diego and the Pacific Beach area have been identified as having high numbers of public urination and defecation citations.
Yeah.
They're on the 1s and 2s.
Dude.
San Diego on the 1s and 2s.
San Ducago. Yeah, I mean, so shitting in public, which we didn't touch on.
Mm-hmm.
Shitting in public is another thing where if you're making a point to even shit in a bag, you know what I mean? If you are in an alleyway shitting into a bag, you should not. No cop would ever be like, you heathen. They'd be like, wow, okay.
Yeah, I'd be like, I'm not shitting. My ass is hyperventilating.
Yeah. My butt's throwing up. My butt is nervous.
It can't breathe. My ass is having a panic attack right now.
I'm sorry, my butt's going on a first date. It hasn't been out in a while. My butt's kind of nervous.
Dude, and then the cop like smacks your ass. Get it together.
Shakes your butt from the side.
Get a hold of yourself. Calm down. Keep a shirt on, nigga.
Holy shit. Well, we declared World War Fun.
Yeah.
I think on jiu-jitsu
Uh-huh.
and trans athletes.
Trans athletes. That happened.
Definitely declared it on that.
Trans-jitsu.
Trans-jitsu. Again, nothing against the trans community, but just, figure it out. What are you doing? What are you doing, trans? We will join you next week with a whole new topic to declare fun on. Thank you for joining us. I'm Ryan Shanner. Sidney Gantt is with me as well.
Let's go.
We'll see you next time.